No, it doesn't feel good, that's for sure. Did she actually say that? I might have to go back and like check the video, but I actually do not recall her saying that. I remember her saying that Maribel was nice and she thanked her for the seeds. But I was blathering on about something, so it's possible that I'm just misremembering. But regardless, that is where we must go next. For we are done in Ballymolly. We have completed this scenario. This episode. This chapter. This fragment, if you will. And now there are... There are now flowers everywhere. But these two graves are here. I wonder if they're supposed to be... Obviously, it's no, we don't know because they're weathered and chipped and you can't read them, but I'm willing to bet those are supposed to be 20-year-old gravestones for Molly and his little sister, who I imagine the villagers went crazy looking for. Especially if they were as guilty as they sound in the stories for not going to help Molly. That after his little sister disappeared, they freaked out and went looking for her. But we got ourselves a Traveler's Gate there, which is a Dragon Quest staple. And now we are back where we started, in the Shrine of Mysteries. Well, it was an adventure. The servant of a higher power is so weird. I don't know. He just stands out from absolutely everything else in the game. No, I didn't. I didn't hear what you said. It's an earthquake! Oh. I wonder if, something like that happening would actually cause more of, tidal issues, for example, that would be an awful lot of water displaced, I mean, obviously you can hand wave a lot of it by saying magic and then just doing jazz hands, but in a real world scenario, if somebody put an entire even a small landmass like that, if they dropped it in the water, where would the water would be displaced, right? And would that be enough to cause a tsunami, especially on Estard, because Estard's not that far away from that island. No, Maribel, you're not invisible. But as a reward for, our good deeds in Ballymolly, this gentleman is going to tell us what basically our goal is for the remainder of the... Well, for a good portion of remaining game, and this is going to be the cadence of the game. We're going to collect tablets, put them in the pedestals, go to an area, complete a scenario, come back, collect more tablets, place them on there, and repeat and repeat and repeat. And that's pretty much the beat of the remaining game. And this item that he just gave us is the fragment detector. And the way it works is it appears on your bottom screen on the map that you have over there, and it's in the top left corner, and it will actually do one of two things. It'll be no activity right there, is what you see, or it'll pulse gently, or it'll flash rapidly. So if it pulses gently, there is in the area you're in. So for example, if it's flashing in a city you're in, if you're in a town, that means there is a fragment somewhere in the town, and it'll blink rapidly when you get to the screen that the fragment is on. Again, this is just like a quality of life thing that they introduced, because in Dragon Warrior 7, like it can be pretty difficult to kind of keep track of what, like have I gotten all the fragments in an area? You really just never know. So, like, it's a big deal, and it's a very good thing that they introduced the servant of a higher power and all that. I wonder how long they were gone. That's actually a really good question. Like, it couldn't have been too long. A day or two, maybe? Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. I wonder how far out of field that Oster's father has actually been. And, like, how... Like, they obviously couldn't go too far, because if they went too far, like, if you're in a world where, like, this is the only landmass, right? Like, when you get away, when you get past the curvature and you can't see the island anymore, you end up in a situation where, like, how do you ever find this landmass ever again? I don't know. I'm not a sailor, so I couldn't answer that, but I don't know. Anyway, to advance the plot, you're supposed to go to Estard. Basically, if you talk to all the NPCs, they're excited and that, like, this new island has appeared. And you're more or less just supposed to go straight to... You're supposed to talk to Pearl, and then come here and try to get into the castle. But anyway, if you talk to this guard right here... then that actually lets you come down here and speak to Kiefer, who is out by Dermot the Hermit's hut. Hermit face. That's a good one. Mum's the word, yep. Like, I wonder how Mum got to be, like, to mean that. Like, Mum's the word. But anyway, Kiefer is telling us to go to the shrine down. We haven't been there yet on the map. Although we could have been there before. In fact, there's a few pieces of gold and some... I think there's an herb in there as well. But I decided to save it until the plot actually dictates we go there, which is just now. And it's in between the woodcutter's hut over here and Pilchard Bay. And this is actually the little place where the opening sequence took place. The Shoreside Shrine. And there's nothing out here. But if you go inside, there's a bunch of barrels. Apparently they use this place as storage of some kind. Gonna bust this, get this herb, and I think there's one more, like 2 gold or 3 gold or something. 1 gold. We're gonna bust all these pots. We're gonna bust all these pots because that's what heroes do. Especially if you're a hero who travels through time. Like, you're legally obligated to bust pots. It's called the Link Law. I don't write it. It's just... It's been on the books for a while. Not that I'm impressed. So anyway, you go down here and we get our first transportation of the game. They give it to you pretty early, but I guess the limiting factor here is there's really not that many places to go. And you know, like each individual place opens up as you like collect more fragments and complete the scenarios behind the pedestals. This right here strikes me as something that, like, would be very impressive to see a couple of kids do. You know, they spend, like, a few years, like, fixing a boat that was, I guess, put here to just rot. Yep, we're all set. Let's go. I love Kiefer's, like, unbridled, just unabashed, just straightforward enthusiasm for adventure. Like, Maribel tries to dampen his spirits, and she just can't. So anyway, we are in control of this ship. You can drive it around. You can see our location on the world map there on the right. And there are encounters on the, random encounters at that, on the ocean here. I do like the ocean theme as well. It's very good. The monsters out here are actually fairly strong, so you have to be decently careful. So just kind of go all out. You're not in a situation where you have to really worry about your resources here. So just kind of attack them, use your frizz spell, you know. There's not really a whole lot you can do to make these battles any faster. At least not yet. We'll have some stuff. Do keep your hit points above 20, though. Because of the frizz spells that were being thrown around. Those Scarfish can be pretty dangerous, so we want to use heal. So you're good. You're good. Okay. And we just want to come up to any spot and kind of disembark. And we are back on Ballymolly. And we're actually over here by the mine. Before we go anywhere else, though, I do want to run over here. And because there's a chest over here. There are no world map encounters in the on this world map. Let's see. Pretty sure there it is. Yeah. Seed of Life, awesome. I like to hold on to the seeds until later. The reason for that is because the game is not particularly difficult at this point. I will use it in situations where, like, I feel like particularly tough bosses, for example, I might use Seeds of Life on Maribel to give her some more hit points because she's got so few. But you have to be careful using your seeds in this game because this game imposes base stats, and if you get above your base stats by so much, what'll happen is the game will withhold stat ups at level up to kind of keep you in line. So generally speaking, it's better to terrified of the sea, huh? But anyway, generally speaking, you want to save your seeds for closer to a little further into the game. Huh. Okay, yeah, they ain't got nothing to say here. Yep, it's Ballymolly. Well, at least some time has passed between our adventure here and whatever's going on now. Estard is literally a short, like, drive away from your village, and you've just barely heard of it, huh? All right. Magic. What you got to say, man? So this guy, I don't think has anything that I really particularly care about. No, he doesn't. Yeah, see, this right here is a really bad buy. So, for example, the mallet, right, is 110. So for the cost of the mallet, for the cost of 2 mallets, you get 3 more attack points, right? So that is the cost of 110 divided by 3. So that'd be like, we'll say 35 gold per point of attack. That's a really steep price for this point in the game. And then this right here is even a worse situation because it's 3 more points over the copper sword for an additional copper sword, pretty much. meaning that it's like 60 points over the 60 gold over the copper sword per point of attack.